Hey guys, a little late today, sorry. And this live is going to be a short one, and that's because we've been taking out the Q and A's from a public forum like this into somewhere more private. And in the past week, actually last Saturday, which was like what 2 days ago, we had a talk on ASD and each stage of it. So I'm going to give you a real quick overview of all the stages. And if you want the recording of the 3 hour long ASD talk from Zoom, then just comment below and I'll PM you the recording link. Okay, it's private, and the reason why it's private is because the person who shared with us is on the spectrum. She went through all of these stages and she's still learning with me. And just a disclaimer, I was not her therapist when she was young. When I started teaching her, she was already speaking in sentences and everything. Okay, so what are the stages? So I would say that there are five, and obviously a lot of people would disagree, agree, whatever, right? So first of all, the first one is that from zero to words, right? From zero to words, how can you get your child to start imitating you? So that's a very, very important step. All right, and a lot of parents who are saying or DMing me and saying like, "Hey, my child can say like ABC 1 2 3, like know a bunch of animal sounds or whatever, but they won't imitate." Then what should I do? Well, the thing is, you should teach verbal imitation first. Without getting your child to first imitate you, it's pretty impossible to like know what kind of disorders are in place, right? It might be a speech disorder or just a language disorder or anything. And within assessment, if you're bringing your child to a speech therapist, not me, someone else maybe, then having this skill will help you identify problems or strengths in fact that your child has. Okay, so zero to words is about getting them from no talking to talking, and the most important step there, the thing to highlight, is imitation skills. And when you transit from zero to words to like combining words, that's something that you have to be aware, is that play skills need to be in place, right? And also what we call learning to learn skills need to be very, very well established. What is learning to learn skills? So for instance, can they sit down with you? Are they under instructional command? Can they wait? Can they anticipate you, right? All these things are learning to learn skills, right? So when it comes to word combining, it's very important that your child will sit down with you, because now in word combining, the most important thing is learning syntax. And what syntax is just sentence structures, right? So if you can sit them down, then you can slowly teach them different sentence structures. So the main thing to focus on is to get to one sentence structure that all therapists like to teach, no matter if they're like speech therapists, early education teachers or whatnot, is the SVO, which is subject verb object. I mean, everyone likes to teach those during word combiners. And inside of the talk, we also talk about, like, we had 100 something parents online, and most of them, I believe, some of them I have talked to before, and most of them are struggling with SVO, right? And in every language, there are certain structures that are the same. In Chinese, it's also SVO. In English, it's SVO. In I'm not sure in Indonesian what it is, right? But anyways, having your child being on instructional command, being able to say these sentences, will help you get towards to a full sentence and conversations faster. All right. And how you do that is through, number one, play. Number two, getting them to talk in the structured task, right? Having them know that after they finish, they can get whatever and so on. So after word combining would be verbal reasoning. And that's where a lot of the, answering why questions will come into place, right? That's the key part where children can now use the language to reason with you. So if you ask, why is the table wet? Oh, they need to be able to say because someone spilled the water or something, right? So inside of the of the ASD talk, we gave some examples, and I showed the audience right away how to do it with a child. So me and the guest did a role play about that, okay? And she was well beyond that level, so it was very easy for her. And then the next level was after verbal reasoning is storytelling, right? So storytelling is something that's a little harder. And what it is that it's the ability to tell a story from start to finish. And obviously, storytelling can be quite abstract because when I say something, it might be like this long. When someone else something is like this long. When someone else says something, is like this very short, right? So that's why you have to learn something what we call a story grammar, right? Is there did they talk about the setting, meaning who, what, when, why, right? That kind of stuff. And then afterwards, have they talked about what they call an initiating event, which is something that kicked start the story, right? So there's a lot of these story grammars that you can teach yourself first and then teach your child. And the reason why we do this is because the more structure you give your child, the easier they can use that structure to talk about language, to use language and explore and basically get better at it. And there's no one rule about storytelling. I'm not an expert at this at all. A lot of times I'm still learning about storytelling. It's a very, very, very difficult subject in my opinion. And if you guys want to, we can find someone who can talk about this over on this channel, basically. And so storytelling, the key hallmark of this level is being able to tell stories and also being able to explain something clearly, right? For example, can they explain how to play a game? So inside of the Zoom talk, we did ask our guest to explain how to play, for instance, tic-tac-toe or stone, paper, scissors. Are they able to explain such an easy game that we all know? And sometimes the answer is probably no for a lot of speech delay children. And this is where we have to teach them the steps and then think about give them a framework, like define the things first. Secondly, tell them the procedure, define what is a win or a lose, so on and so forth, right? I'm not going to get into details here. And the very last step is what I like to call, actually no one defines it, so I'm just going to call it something, and that's like a social level. Okay, there's the social stage where they start learning to use what they learned to have what's that called? A conversation, right? How do they initiate a conversation? Okay, how do they maintain it and how do they end it, right? What are the unspoken rules of social interaction, which a lot of ASD children have problems with, right? For instance, what's the good distance? How long do you pause? How fast do you talk? This kind of stuff you also have to train your child to have. Even their tone, sometimes they cannot control. They go like, go up all the way. And sometimes they just go monotone. And these things they don't know, they're not aware of it, and you have to tell them and train them, right? And the hallmark of this stage is actually being able to analyze a situation and tell you what to do during that, okay? And the guest that we had is obviously, she's on the spectrum, okay? And we did a live role play, which is pretty funny. So we were talking about how she would push away someone if someone cut the queue, and she thinks that she's totally correct, and she is correct, right? She's totally right. She's not wrong. And a lot of the parents who stayed until that stage, they were all laughing. And the reason why was because she was so justified that she was correct. And you can see that someone on the spectrum can be so stubborn, right? And how it ended was like we couldn't solve the problem. Obviously, we're still trying to teach her that kind of thinking. And it just showed everyone that, by the time your child, if he or she is on the spectrum, by the time that he's around like 16, 17, 18, this is the type of therapy that you're doing. It's like vastly different from what you did when they were like 2 or 3, right? You can't hold them. You can't do anything like that anymore. You can't punish them, whatever. It's more of a discussion, right? And we do a lot of role plays, and role play meaning like just pretending the situation and teaching them how to respond, right? So these are the 5 stages that we're doing. And after the Zoom talk, and because some of you guys are sending me videos over PM and stuff, and obviously I can't see them all, and we actually have a membership for that. But at the same time, if you want to try out, like we want to see, you want to send us videos, me and also the guest from our Zoom, she also wanted to help because she teaches children as well. So we are going to open up a new service, which I've sent over an email, right? So if you guys have seen it, great. Okay. I've had like a half a dozen people saying that they want to try. And what this is like a video screening service, right? So you send me around like 4 to 5 videos, and we have like a video upload form, and it's very secure. Basically, you upload it, and then we get an email. We open it, we download it, we take a look, and then we shoot back to you in a video review format. So your video is going to play, and then I'm going to watch it and give you feedback and answer your questions. And don't worry, we're working on writing the instructions to make you understand how this works, right? Like what type of stuff should you be filming, how to film it, what to say, what to include, so on and so forth. And because it's a pilot thing, and I don't think anyone is actually doing it in our industry, so we're gonna have it like a reduced price, right? We're gonna try out, and then you guys are gonna give me some feedback, and then we'll put it inside of Agents of Speech as a standalone service, right? So the point of this is to tell you that the best solution that we have thought about in Agents of Speech is the membership, where we go on every 2 weeks to review your videos one by one on Zoom and give you exact feedback about what to do. And also we have a private forum off of Facebook where parents can share videos in a very secure way, because privacy always comes first. Like we're dealing with children who it is a sensitive topic, so the last thing we want is that you don't feel safe inside of our space, right? So therefore the membership gives a lot of that kind of security to you, right? So that's the new service we're talking about. All right. And then to showcase that we can actually help is to help you. So at a much discounted rate, we will take a look at the videos that you will send us. Okay. So look out for emails and also what we say inside of the Facebook group. And we will be sending out instructions very soon. Okay. It's all automated. It's very funny. It's very fast and easy. Not funny. It's not funny at all. It's a whole load of work. So you guys can send it to us. We'll get back to you within like 3 or 4 business days, basically, because we need to go through the videos and then maybe need to ask you some stuff as well. All right. So I'm going to head off very soon. But before that, I see Kuyen has asked a question, so I'm going to just answer it. So Kuyen says, hey, Kuyen, what's up, man? Wondering if a 9-year-old has no issue in speech. He is able to read, but he's always stay in his own fantasy world, non-stop talking. Oh, you did talk about this kid before. He's not interested in two-way communication, but aggressively expresses his thoughts one day. Okay. What should I start with him? I don't know. Is this your nephew or something, Kuyen? I would say that for this, you got to have, like, you were on the call with Jay, right? And then, she's also like that. If you're talking to her about something that she doesn't care about, right? This will happen. So you got to find something that, you guys can enjoy together. Oh, it's your eldest son. Right. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, you got to find like a common activity that you can talk about together. Right. At his age, he shouldn't be. Yeah, obviously he shouldn't be doing that. Right. Does he have a diagnosis or something? Is there anything we can work with? And for this, I guess you really need to use, the stuff we did with Jay, the role playing and stuff. But before that, you need to find a activity that you guys can both enjoy. Okay, just enjoy, not even communicating, just having fun together, having some quality time. All right, because when you looked at the Zoom talk that we did, right, when Jay was so open about herself to talk about all the stuff that she doesn't like, dislike, or whatever, she doesn't do that to everyone. Doesn't do that with everyone. Only she probably does that with a handful of people. I'm lucky enough to be one of them. So I would say that, start with something that to gain his trust and to be okay with talking to him, right? So you said that is not related, but his own, okay, Mobile Legend, okay. CDC highly suspect his ADHD, specific learning disorder. Okay, yeah, it's just, I'm not sure about specific learning disorder, maybe ADHD, but you gotta have some stuff that is, maybe you can play Mobile Legends with him, but that doesn't end well because if you're bad at it, then he will get angry. All right, and no jokes, because it is a competitive game after all, right? I would say that, yeah, start with something that you can just hang out with him. Find something that you can just hang out and be in his world for a little bit. Or maybe just sit next to him, listen to him talk about Mobile Legends for a bit. I did that with Jay for a long time. A lot of ASD children, as I talked about before, right? When I teach like teenagers, they have some stuff they really love talking about. So you need to stick with them. and just sit it through until he feels like, I have your respect, right? Sorry, you have my respect. And one of them, back in the day when I wasn't in speech therapy yet, but then I went for what's that called? A volunteer service, and it was a bunch of ASD individuals. I don't know if your child is ASD or not, but all children are like that. So he wouldn't talk to me until we went to like karaoke. And then I knew how to sing like one of his favorite songs, right? And afterwards we got into a really good, like, we were like brothers or something. He really liked me. And that was because of that only, Okay, so you need to find something about that. Maybe learn about Mobile Legends a little bit. Okay, so Chi Yi. Hi. I would like the video of your talk. Okay, cool. I will DM you in a bit. Okay, maybe tomorrow morning. I will start when the comment section start populating. I will go through and PM you guys one by one. All right. So that's pretty much it for this quick live. Just some announcements and talk about just summary about our ASD talk, right? Because our time zones are vastly different. A lot of American parents are saying, hey, I missed it. I'm supposed to be sleeping. It's like 4 a.m. Yeah, but at the same time, if we don't do it in the afternoon, we don't get to eat dinner like the past 2 times we did it, right? So take a look at it. If you want the recording, comment below, right? And if you want to know about the video service, be sure to be on our emailing list, number 1. Go to agentspeech.com and then sign up for the newsletter. And at the same time, look out for it in the Facebook group. I will be putting out the instructions about how to do it, because it's difficult to do this kind of automated stuff. The world has become more. It's more about like people in our industry is trying to do like teletherapy, getting the child on Zoom, getting them to talk, and the parents as like a teaching assistant. That, in my opinion, is just super hard. I would much rather just teach you first, and then you get a a quick win. That's why we have the courses we have, especially the micro course. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That is all. Okay, so let me know in the comment section. Comment if you need it. Okay, that's all. I'll see you guys next week, and stay safe. Bye.